But to actually say, like, no, I'm a rapper, and be able to say it and not feel any, which ties in, it was a point you were making earlier, it's like, I did just write this little blog thing I was talking about. It's like when people used to ask, like, well, what do you want to be? I know I'm supposed to tell you, or like this is what I will tell you. So even in college, like, man, I did chemical and biomedical engineering. It's like, I don't care about this stuff. It's just kind of like I could do it. About to head down to open mic that I'm featured at. So it's down in DC. It's with the group Beautiful Minds Entertainment. There's a poet, a really dope poet from the area. Her name's Camden Webb. So she puts on these Sunday social events once a month. So this is my second time going, and today I'm one of the featured spotlight artists there. So I get to do a 10-minute set. So it should be pretty cool. There's a lot of people, a lot of cool artists I've met from the area that'll be there. It's just a good opportunity. So looking forward to sharing some new stuff, hopefully that people haven't heard before. And it'll just be good to connect with some of the other artist friends I have around here too. I think I've been growing and getting used to performing more. I usually do a lot of open mic events though. So with open mics, they don't have the booming sound system. So I mean, a rapper at an open mic, they might confuse you for a poet. So I've spent a lot of time over the past few years being confused as a poet, but I don't know if I would call myself exactly a spoken word poet. Some people, you can fool some people, so we'll see though. But yeah, tonight should be good. Should be a good time. Trying to make sure we're doing all right. Here we are. I think as well we're performing at this location. It's really small, so it's pretty much a coffee house. So think like Starbucks or Panera. So the people are right on top of you. So I think the thing with performing sometimes is you always have to gauge whether you want to interact with the audience, and then if you let their faces distract you or not. So hopefully, it being that close, people's faces won't be too much of a distraction. But it is pretty dope because you really get to feel and let people feel the emotion behind what you're doing and how it can come across. So it's very intimate, let's say. I think with performing, my big thing is I'm really trying to work on different elements of performing that you don't really think about, especially as a rapper. One of the big ones is breathing properly so that you don't run out of breath when you get all excited. So it's usually when I'm doing songs and I get real hyped, I like to try and project my voice. And then I realize I don't have that much air or that much of a voice left. So it's just really trying to perform as much as possible to work that muscle out and learn how to do it effectively.
I find that funny. Jesus, please. No, Jesus, please. Take that knee for you to intervene. I think as well, being the first generation here in America, with both my parents being born in Nigeria, that comes with a lot of academic expectations and expectations for your career or profession. But I think the one thing for me as a kid was, that connection I had with music, which I didn't so openly get an opportunity to pursue or to share with my family, at least that I was pursuing. But all through elementary school was when I first really saw the power of what music was in my own life, and I started writing for class projects and doing different stuff like that. And from there through high school, I started recording a lot more. In college, I got to do a lot of different open mics and just really seeing the power of what it looks like to connect with an audience. So I think just growing from that place of it being something I kept private and to myself to the place now of where I want to show it with the world. It's been quite the journey of exploration and really me knowing myself and figuring out who I am and who I want to be. And I just think that that journey is something that we all can connect to. Having something on the inside and what it means to go through the process of trying to bring that thing out.
Well, I listened to some of his music and I feel that his passion is for the youth. He's one from school. You could see that all the children gravitate towards him. And he loves people and the children. So he ministered to the youth, and I think is excellent. It's a ministry that I think that's what God has for him to do, so he can reach the younger generation. We don't dictate to our children. We want them to feel free to choose what they will do, being what they will do for the rest of their life. They have to be happy with it.
Yeah, I told my little sister she had wanks. And when she...
Man, so I can say in moments when I get to reflect, that's when the excitement hits me. I think when you go through everyday life, it's so easy to overlook the fact like you're taking steps towards your dream. And that's what I'm doing. Like I'm literally taking steps towards stuff that I've been dreaming about my whole life. So it's extremely exciting. It's something that makes me, it's something that really motivates me as a whole, just to say like, yo, things that you never thought were possible, songs you never thought were possible, features you never thought were possible, shows and performances you never thought were possible are already happening. And I just look forward to it happening so much more. So I think the thing about dreams is as you start to realize them, I think it's only good that those dreams get even bigger. So I'm just looking forward to, as I'm taking these steps, that more steps come in front of me and we keep running to reach them. So it's dope, man. I think it's inspiring, and I just want other people to be inspired by it as a whole too.
How are you?
Come on, Brad.
Chin, have you been here the whole time? I've been in worship.
I told my little sister she had wanks.
I've been in worship.
When she falls, she flies. Never knew the potential she possesses. With a heart that aches, that's why she cries. Strong.
I think Shayun was a spoken word poet prior to him getting into rap. So I think when people see him in that element, you see him at his most comfortable or most at-home space. And I know in the first song we were working on, one of the challenges we had was getting Shayun to kind of open up and let go and be outside of himself. So being able to see him in that element, it became very clear that once he lets go of all those things, that you get this very true, raw, honest sense of who he is. And I think you get to experience him in his like probably most intriguing capacity. And when you see him then, I think it becomes very clear, okay, there's something here. Like it becomes very clear that this guy has something here.
Yeah, so sometimes you do got to take a little break from the studio. I think the studio and the process of creating music is a lot like life in general. It's like sometimes the end product or the work that you got to put in to get the end product is not always the most beautiful or glamorous thing, but the great part is the end product itself. So I think sometimes in order to get to the best end product, you just got to take breaks sometimes to be able to reflect, think about what you're doing, gain more perspective on it. So I know for me, sometimes the studio can be the most stressful and crazy place. It turns into like mini counseling sessions or something. But I think without that, you would never be able to truly put feeling and passion into your music. So I think that's my whole goal, is to be able to make music, not just that people can hear and enjoy, but that people can feel. So I need to be aware and conscious of what I'm feeling myself. So I think that's why it's essential to take breaks and reflect.
Like, I could leave it all behind and leave out tonight.
Name of the project is Invincible Summer. The overall theme of the project and just really Shun's story is him really learning what it means to really chase your dreams. I think that it's one thing to say you want to chase your dreams, and it's another thing to really chase them. When I think about Shun, I think of if a different world was a rapper, it would be Shun. If that makes sense, that's often what I say to myself. Shun is like a college, not a college rapper, but he's a very, I think his music is for people that are ambitious, to seek to change culture and to seek to change things. So if Different World was a television show, a rapper, it would be Shun.
And a brace face to match, big head barely fit my snapbacks. Couldn't see parents said sit in front of the class. Kept the G athletic even though I had glasses.
And I think the main question of asking, who am I or who is Sheuno? And I think at the end of the day, I just want to be a voice that people hear. And that voice influences the way that they look at life as a whole.
So Lord, would you remove what's been blocking my view? My tendency to see what ain't true for me. What if I finally put our focus on you? And less on pleasing folks with phony pursuits. Be given limited time so I can't waste it trying to fit in a suit. I'm underdressed by doing less than I'm created to do. So my jeans meant for more than a casual Friday, a gradual pay raise, a limited vacay. I heard that you make ways for men to walk out on dry land through the middle of an ocean, while enemies pursuing that make no sense. But faith defies logic, so please guide me through commotion. Who else to put my hope in but you? Trust you, please do what you must do, so I can build muscle, strong roots, and bear much fruit. I mean, what good is living if a passion never touch you? The reason that I'm rapping all this fire so folks must move.